so much for being here. I'm so excited to talk to you today. I loved the first two episodes of this season so far. It's just been amazing. This entire series is so good. So from the bottom of my heart, congratulations on doing Superman proud, honestly, the stories of Superman proud. Um, the first question that I have to ask, and I asked this of our wonderful producers as well and our showrunners, is grand romantic gestures, yes or no? Where do you guys stand?
Oh, what do you? Okay, what are you
Huh.
gonna say
I
there?
mean, my initial thought is like, yeah, sure, of course. But I also kind of like the intimate stuff, where it's not so public. Like, as long as it's between me and the partner, like we're still about us. But who doesn't love like a grand romantic gesture once in a while? I don't know, maybe some people don't love it. I don't know.
Um, I, I'm a pretty like what's the word? I can't even think right now. I'll go with yes.
You over yes?
Yes.
I think that no matter what, it has to be like specific to the relationship, right? Like it can't just be like, like in my case, I feel like I couldn't just be like with my girlfriend, like, here's a bunch of roses. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean anything? Or is that just a general big grand sweeping gesture? I like that in the show, Clark is trying to make it as specific as possible and as intimate as possible. So I think that's the way to go.
I'm taking notes, by the way. This has nothing to do with Superman. I just want to know. No, I'm
I
kidding.
don't know.
No, I honestly I loved his ramen date on the roof. That's the
Yeah.
sweetest thing ever. I mean, minus the poem. No one needs to hear "Can you read my
No,
mind?"
I don't want to hear the rest of that poem either. That was yeah.
But thank you guys for that. I have to ask, do you guys do an amazing job? You crush these roles. I mean, and these are hard roles to crush because they're so iconic. You've had so many people that have portrayed Superman, Lois, and Jimmy in the past. But you guys managed to set yourselves apart from them. And I have to ask, how do you do that? How do you distinguish yourselves as actors, putting your own spin on these roles and the knowledge that you have of this mythology? How does that impact your takes on Superman, Lois, and Jimmy?
I think from what you said, it's just like putting myself in the character. I didn't really look at all the other Jimmys. I just wanted to do my rendition of it. I mean, obviously, I've seen a bunch of just like Superman show cartoons, live actions, whatever. But I think it's just more so putting my spin and having as much fun as possible. That was the only way that I kind of went into this project. And thank you. Obviously, it turned out. So yeah.
Yeah, I think same. I didn't set out to do a different interpretation. I was just hoping, I was just trying my best. And obviously she's a little younger, so kind of putting that into it. But yeah, I think it's amazing that people love it. I'm very grateful. But yeah, I was just doing my thing, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I mean, obviously, I tried to do my research, but at the end of the day, they cast you based off of what you as an individual can bring to a role, especially in voiceover work. They want to. That's just all about like what you can bring to a character that no one else can. But no, what I loved about this show really is that they create very unique to this show versions of all the characters, and I think for Clark, I think, obviously he's younger, but I think it's like he's Clark first, which I love. Like I love that Clark is who he is deep down, and Superman is this thing that he's trying to figure out. So I loved bringing that to the forefront in this version, and I just think that Josie and Brendan and Jake, they directed us all so well, and they're all such wonderful people, and the writing is so good. It's really hard to I don't know. Like we're very taken care of on this show.
It seems like it, and I actually do love that they know their stuff. They know that really, in my opinion, anyways, Clark is the character and Superman's the persona. It's the opposite of Kill Bill, basically when he was giving that monologue. But you guys capture that so brilliantly in this show and in your performances as well. And it's one of those things where like, and Jack, I know you're no stranger to this. We've seen animated characters come to life in characters like Boimer, for example. I would love to see you guys play your characters in live action interpretations of Superman, Lois, and Jimmy, but these versions of them. Would you guys like to see that? And would you like to play those versions of the characters on live action, in live action?
Yeah.
Was that resounding yes? Yeah, resounding yes.
I think it would be awesome just seeing you guys kind of interact with David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan or Tyler Hoechlin and Bitsy Tulloch and just kind of multiverse that up, I mean, that would be so cool to see you guys bring these characters to life, these versions of the characters, because it's so wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
We'll talk to James. We'll talk to James about this. We're going to make it happen. What is it about the animated medium that really makes a show like My Adventures with Superman the perfect medium to tell these sorts of stories? And why should more people pay attention to this? Because I think a lot of folks underestimate animation, but I think it's so powerful and it's so perfect in terms of telling these stories. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think with animation, you can go as far as your imagination wants you to go. I think if you're with live action, obviously you're a little bit confined a bit, seeming weird. But I don't know. I just think that with animation, just especially with our shows, with the anime type of aesthetic it has, it brings a different. It's like a clash of two worlds, comic book and then anime, and it's like the perfect storm of just like this friendship, love story, young adults. So that's something that I don't think you would kind of get if it was like on a TV show or a movie. So this is like the perfect storm, the story that they're trying to tell with this. So.
There's stuff that animation brings out more that might not be seen in live action, like. Obviously with acting, we see subtle moments, but I just feel like real time seeing someone blush. I think that's hard live. Like, I don't think we just blush on cue, and in animation, it just brings a whole other level to it. And it's just so beautiful what they've done. All the artists, like, it's just stunning. Yeah, I'm like, Lois looks good.
I've always just been a big fan of cartoons. I grew up just watching cartoon after cartoon. Still, what I mostly watch is animation. And I think, I don't know, I feel like we as a society have really, in the last couple decades, have really decided that we're okay, we're going to finally start embracing animation and making sure that it has just as much value as a live action interpretation of anything. And I love it. I think that you can. Obviously, it's not like better or worse, but it's very different. You can really get into I feel like Spider-Verse is always my go-to example of just like, only that movie can look like that. And that lends itself to that story so well. And I think what Ishmel said about this show being kind of inspired by animation from Japan, like you just get that other flavor in there. And it's so cool. And it's so different when mixed with, something like a property like Superman, which we've seen time and time again. So, I love it. I just think it's so cool that we're doing this. This is awesome.
Brilliantly said, all of you guys. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys and for this show. It is a wonderful, wonderful show, and I can't wait for people to see season 2 because it is stellar so far. I love this, guys. You guys just upped the ante from last season. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I can't wait for people to see season 2 of My Adventures with Superman. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good day.
Bye.
Directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life. Comics